Satgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Atma Tvam Girija Mati Sahachara Prana Shariram Guam Pujate Vishayo Pabogarachana Nidra Samadhi Stiti Sanchara Padayo Pradakshina Viti Stotrani Sarva Giro Yad Yad Karma Karomi Tata Dakilam Shambho Tavaradhanam Karacharana Kritam Va Kaya Jam Karma Jam Va Shravana Nayana Jam Va Manasam Va Paradam Vihitam Avihitam Va Sarvametakshyamasva Jaya Jaya Karuna Abde Shri Mahadeva Shambho Jaya Jaya Karuna Abde Shri Mahadeva Shambho Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. We're going to practice 1 hour of Hatha Yoga. My name is Martia, and I'm going to lead you through today's practice. So begin by lying on your back. With the knees bent, feet hip width apart. Broaden across the collarbones. And just feel the support of the earth beneath your spine. And see that the chin is tucked in so the back of the neck feels long. And relax the jaw. Soften the tongue. And just take a deep breath in through the nostrils. And breathe out long. And a deep breath in. And breathe out long. Breathe in deep. And breathe out long. And then allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Stretch the arms out to the sides with the backs of the hands on the floor. Bend your knees up to your chest with your inner knees touching, your inner ankles touching, and keeping the shoulders back. Inhale. On the exhale, release the knees over to the right armpit chest and roll towards the left ear with the head. And take some breaths into the side stretch. And then gently draw the knees up to the chest and over to the left armpit chest, turning the head towards the right ear. And open up the twist with the breath. And then knees over across to the right, head to the left, and breathe. Relax the shoulders back and down. And then again, knees across to the left, head to the right. Press the left arm into the floor to anchor the right shoulder back. And then with the breath, rolling twists. Head rolling from ear to ear across the back of the skull. Pelvis rolling from hip to hip. Releasing all the tension in the spine as you breathe. Keeping your knees together, your ankles together. And the shoulders back as much as possible. And then gently come back to center and plant the feet flat on the floor and hip width apart. Take a deep breath in, parallel feet. And on the exhalation, lift the hips and bring the hands underneath the body, interlock the fingers with the fingers on the outsides of the hands and step the shoulders in together, tuck the chin into the chest and lift the chest towards the chin. So you feel a stretch at the base of the skull, the occipital ridge. And as you push down through the heels, you can let the back of the head gently press towards the floor, releasing any tension there. Breathe into the belly and really lift the chest as high as you can. And then gently bring the arms out to the sides and one vertebra at a time, roll the spine down onto the mat. Very gently. And then stretch the legs up into the air. And the arms come over the head with the backs of the hands on the floor. And point and flex the feet. And have the legs slightly apart and rotate the ankles, releasing any tension in the ankles. One way and then the other. Breathe into the belly. Feel the sides of the body inflate with the breath. The back and the front of the body moving with the breath. Gripping all the muscles of the legs, gripping the knees, gripping the thigh muscles into the thigh bones, extending through the heels, drawing the toes towards you. And you can build this up to 5 minutes. When the legs are weak, they begin to shake, so you can just practice slowly building up the time that you can hold the legs in this position. And then lift yourself up, holding onto the backs of the calves. Draw the head and the chest up towards the legs. Keep gripping all the muscles in the legs. If you can hold on to the toes and then open the legs wide and extending through the heels. Feel the stretch in the inner groins. Really lift and extend away. And then bring the legs together, release the back down, legs come down. And we'll just repeat the rolling twists. And then back to center, plant the feet flat on the floor and hip width apart. Deep breath in. And on the exhalation, lift, interlock the fingers, this time with the other index finger leading. So switch the interlace of the fingers. Walk the shoulders together. Tuck the chin into the chest, lift the chest towards the chin. And really lift up so you feel the stretch at the base of the skull. Breathe into the belly. Chatushtasana. Stretch the arms. And then bring the arms out to the side and very slowly, one vertebra at a time, release the spine down to the floor. And then Baddha Konasana feet, join the soles of the feet together, lift yourself up, clasp around the feet. If you can't reach the feet, clasp around the ankles. And draw your spine up and open the knees out away from you. Pull the pelvic floor muscles in. And take a couple of deep breaths here. And then gently release. And then roll onto your side and come up onto all fours. The palms of the hands flat underneath the shoulders. Have the index fingers pointing directly in front of you and space the other fingers evenly. And the knees are directly underneath your hips, and point the feet out behind you so the front of the ankles come to the floor. And keep the arms energized, keep the spine long. Take a deep breath in and dip the lumbar and look up. This is the cow, and on the exhalation, draw the tailbone in, arch the spine, drop the head down, chin to chest. This is the cat. As you exhale, the navel comes to the spine. Inhale, dip the lumbar and look up. Exhale, arch the spine, draw the tailbone in and look down. So go in your own time with your breath. And at the end of each movement, pause for a brief moment. And feel the stretch, feel the opening, spinal flex. And then come back to center and step your right knee towards the outside edge of the mat, behind the right wrist, and swivel the foot round towards the left wrist. Slide the left foot back and curl the back toes under and press so the knee lifts off the floor. Extend into the back heel, roll the inner elbows forward, shoulders back and down. And we're going to do 3 lion breaths. Now when you do a lion breath, you look up with your eyes as high as you can, and you stick your tongue right out so the tip of the tongue comes towards the chin, and you take a deep breath in and exhale all the stale air from the lungs. So we'll do 3 lion breaths. Deep breath in. And then drop the back knee, point the back toes out, come down onto your elbows. And let the forehead come towards the floor, stretch the arms out. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. This is the king pigeon pose, the one-legged king pigeon pose. And let the weight come towards the right hip. So see that you're not rolling towards the left. The weight comes through the right hip. And we're just going to stay here for a few breaths. And as you release into it, create more space. The body softens as you stay in this pose, as you breathe, as gravity works through you. The hip is the biggest joint in the body, and we hold a lot of tension in this joint, and this pose really releases it. So give it some time here. letting go with the breath. And then gently releasing, coming up and just stretching back into a dog pose, head down. And then we'll do the other side. So the left knee comes towards the edge of the mat behind the left wrist and the foot swivels around. Right knee swivels back, curl the back toes under. We'll do 3 lion breaths, repeating deep breath in. And then drop the back knee, point the toes, and carefully keeping the weight through the left hip, lower yourself down onto your elbows. Let the forehead come towards the floor, stretch the arms out, and then let everything come to settle there. Just take the awareness into the left hip joint. If you get a cramp, go into dog pose and then come back into this. As you breathe, just picture letting go in that hip joint. The top of the femur, the pelvis, ball and socket joint there. Just picture that. All the ligaments softening as you breathe. And then gently coming out of this position, coming to your dog pose, head down, just to stretch out. And then into a plank, hovering the shoulders above the hands, and then upward dog. Roll the shoulders back, keep the hips lifted off the floor, keep extending into the heels, and come onto the tops of the feet. And back into your dog pose, head down. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Extending through the heels of the hands, hitting back with the shin bones, pressing the chest towards the thighs. Gripping all the muscles in the legs. See if you can lift your toes off the floor. Extend your heels back. And then again coming forwards into the plank. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Back into your down dog. And then coming up slowly to standing. And I'm going to take the mat to the wall for the standing poses, but you can do them in the centre of the room if you don't have any wall space. So standing with your back to the wall, stretch the arms out, turn the right foot out, turn the left foot in, extend out through the arms, inhale, exhale, Trikonasana triangle pose. And if you have the wall, you can use it to bring the torso back towards the wall. Because quite often when you're standing in the center of the room, the torso comes forward. And you want to try and stay on one plane if possible. Turn the head to look up at the thumb. Keep extending through the back heel. And inhale, come up. Turn the feet to the other side. Left foot out, right foot turns in. Extend out through the arms. Inhale, exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Keep the hand light on the leg, but do have the hand holding onto the shin gently. And turn the head to look up. Some people teach it this way without holding on, but that puts a strain on the inner thigh and the knee, so it is better to hold on to the shin gently. And inhale, come up. Turn the feet to the front, hands on the hips, heels are out, toes are in, stretch up and back. Exhale, extend forwards, hinging at the hip. Bring the fingertips to the floor and look up, keep the spine long, Prasarita Padottanasana. And then walk the hands in line with the feet, let the crown of the head come down towards the floor. Keep lifting the shoulders away from the ears. Gripping the muscles in the legs. And then walk the hands forward, look up, bend the knees and walk the feet together and come back up to standing. And just take a moment to feel the effects of the pose. And then downward dog using the wall. Place the hands on the mat and have the backs of the heels touching the wall. And then raise the right leg. And really press the standing heel into the floor. Press the chest back towards the thigh. And change legs. Lifting the standing toes off the floor if you can, gripping all the muscles of the legs into the bone. Take some big breaths here and feel the stretch really extend through the heel of the hand. And then stepping both feet up the wall. The weight comes through the hands. Just coming to the squat, have your feet hip width apart and let your knees rest on your upper arms. Bring the weight forward so you feel a stretch on the inner groins. Like a frog. Keep pulling up the pelvic floor muscles, keep the spine long. And then gently come up. And again, noticing the effects of the pose, just take a moment, let everything settle. Let's place the mat back here. And then standing in Tadasana, open the legs wide, turn the right foot out, turn the left foot in, stretch out through the arms, inhale, exhale, Trikonasana triangle pose, and then bend the right leg, step your hands in, a foot in front of your toes, and open up into Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose. Really extend all the limbs out. Enjoy the feeling of flying here. And then bend the knee, step back into triangle pose, and come back up and turn the feet to the other side. Left foot turns completely out, right foot turns in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, Trikonasana. And then step in with the back foot. Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose. Keep the back leg at the height of the hip and extending through the heel. And open up across the chest. Extend the fingers, stretch the skin on the palms of the hands. Make yourself as long as you can. And then back into triangle pose. And come up to standing. Take a moment. And then we're going to do Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana, which is reverse half moon pose. So you face the other way, turn the right foot out, the left foot in. The hand comes around and it's a twist. Keeping your back to the wall if you're using the wall. This really does help you to keep your balance so that you can focus on opening up into the pose rather than just not trying to fall over. And then change sides, come back. Find the wall with the back. Extend out through the back heel. Make everything strong. Twist. This is a twist. And step back and come up. Take a moment here. Breathe. And then step the legs wide apart, turn the right foot out and turn the left foot in. So this time go a little wider than you did, stretch the arms out, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, bring the elbow to the thigh and the top palm reaching over. Pajvakonasana, right angle pose. So you're making a right angle with the knee and the ankle, the knee and the hip. Bring the hand down towards the floor behind the heel. And really reach out of the hip, so all the way from the left heel up the top, across the top of the left side of the body, extending, turning the chest up. Back to center, turn the feet the other way, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, elbow to the thigh, reach up and over, and then bring the fingertips to the floor and extend, pressing the knee back towards the arm, the bent knee, extending into the back heel, breathing, reaching out, reach out, and come up, step together, Tadasana. And then we'll do Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. So you face the wall, turn the feet to the right, bring the left arm through, bend the knee, bring the elbow to the thigh, hands on the hip, and reach over with the top arm. So really take a wide stance. So again, making that right angle, you can bring the hand to the floor and reach. Use the wall to help you to make the shape. Back to center, turn the other way. Right hand comes through, bend the left knee, and reach up and over. Keep your back pressed into the wall and turn. Bend the knee. Breathe. Stretch out of the armpit chest. Extend through the arm. And then gently come up. Take a moment. Okay, and then we're going to go into Shirshasana, which is headstand. So you make a thicker platform for your head. So you've got some cushioning underneath your head. If you have one mat, fold it into 3. I have 2 mats here, so I'm folding it over, so I have 4 layers. And then you come with the elbows under the shoulders, interlace the fingers with the fingers on the outsides of the hands, and just have the little finger side of the hand touching the floor and the knuckles just slightly off the wall, close to the wall. The crown of the head comes down, and it's very important to lift the shoulders away from the ears. You can use the wall to kick up, and then once you're up you can bring the heels off the wall if you find your point of balance. Make the finger grip light. Keep pressing the forearms into the floor so there's no pressure at all on the neck. This is the king of all postures. The shoulder stand is the queen. The headstand is the king. So all the systems in the body benefit from this posture. You can do some leg variations, leg wide apart, Baddha Konasana feet, or just staying with the legs extending upwards. And work to build this up to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day you can do, as long as there's no pressure going through the neck. That's the important thing, to keep pressing through the arms, lifting the torso. And then come down very carefully. And when you come down, keep your head down. So there's no sudden getting up, no head rush. And then we'll get ready for shoulder stand. I'm going to use some blocks for my shoulder stand. If you don't have any blocks, you can do it on the floor. But if you create a platform, it gives you space for the breath to flow more easily. So this is the way. I have 5 of these bricks, this shape. And then you flap the top mat over and have a landing pad. You sit on the bricks. So lying down on your bricks, see that you've got about 1 thumb's length from the shoulders away from the edge of the top of the bricks, and the hips are resting on the landing pad. And then lift yourself up into your shoulder stand. Bring your elbows together behind you and hold on to your back. And try and get your hips, your shoulders and your heels on one plane. So try not to make a banana shape like this. You're aiming to lift the front rim of the pelvis. Push the legs back gently. And just breathe. Be in this pose. This is Sarvangasana shoulder stand. And one of the greatest yoga gurus says that just as a mother strives for peace and harmony in the home, so Sarvangasana strives for peace and harmony in the systems of the body. The digestive system, the endocrine system, the hormones, the sleep patterns, the moods, the skin, the hair, the health, everything is benefited from this posture. So if you, again, working to build the time up that you hold this pose. And you can do the variations, keeping your awareness in the leg that stays up. Lower the right leg down towards the floor, back up to center, and then lowering the left leg down. Right leg comes up, and repeat. And then legs wide apart, Baddha Konasana feet. Keep lifting your chest towards your chin. Stretch out, open the legs wide, and you can rotate the legs like the moving hands of the clock. Getting the full movement of the hip joint when the gravity is upside down. So we spend all our life standing up or lying down, but in yoga we go upside down, and this changes the positions of the visceral organs, the blood flow, the oxygen flow, everything benefits from going inversions. And then lower the legs down into the plow halasana. You can bring your hands out behind you and clasp onto your toes and just be in this position. The chin lock is important here, the blood pulsing through the pituitary gland, the thyroid. Everything is bathed in the vein blood from the legs here. very good for hair growth, for the health of the skin. And then slowly, slowly rolling down. So as you practice yoga, you can start doing your own practice once you learn the correct posture, correct positions for the body, and then you can stay in the position as long as you want to, and then shuffle back if you're on a platform and let the shoulders come off. Just stretch out so you've got a supported arch for a moment. Take some deep breaths. And the counter pose to shoulder stand is the fish. So you put the palms of the hands under the buttocks, face down, and stretch the elbows into the floor and lift the chest, stretch the arms, stretch the legs out, drop the head back. And you can stretch the lower jaw over the upper jaw to really stretch the skin on the chin, on the throat. And then come back, center, and come up. Okay, so sitting Paschimottanasana. Draw the flesh back from the sit bones. Dandasana, the rod. Be upright with the fingertips pressing into the floor. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Keep lifting the chest as you exhale, extend forward. If you can reach the toes, reach the toes. If you can't reach your toes, clasp around the ankles. And then keep lengthening through the spine. And as you let the head come down, it's important to keep moving the chest forward. So don't suddenly arch and hunch down. You want to really move with a straight spine as much as possible. Doesn't matter how low you go, it's the straightness in the spine that's important here. And then gently come up, and then Janushirasana, bend the right knee out to the side. Turn towards the straight leg for a moment, twist. Inhale, stretch the arms up. And again on the exhalation, keeping the spine long, moving forwards. Janushirasana. Really stretch the arms, stretch the leg. Come up, change sides. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, extend forward. And keep working in the pose as you breathe. Create more space to come forwards and down. And inhale, come up. And Baddha Konasana feet, soles of the feet together. Clasping onto the toes, lift yourself up, roll the knees down. And then Upavishta Konasana with the legs wide. Have your heels on your mat, draw the flesh back from the sit bones. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, extend forwards. And then walking the hands back to center, slide one hand inside the foot and the other arm comes up and over. And then come to the other side. Keep extending through the heels, gripping the muscles in the legs. Come back to center, and then have one leg completely straight forward and the other knee stacked on top and on the outside edge of the feet. Swastikasana, and then turn towards the straight leg, have the other fingertips behind you and twist. And then to go to the other side, you go in the direction of the top leg. Keep your toes on the floor, don't move your toes. And walk your hands around the back of your body and back round to the front. And sit up straight again. And then turn towards your top leg. Press the outer arm into the top of the knee and turn. Back to center, and again Baddha Konasana. Coming forwards, pulling up the pelvic floor muscles, rolling the knees down, extending through the spine, through the crown of the head. And then into Virasana. So bring the flesh of the calves out to the sides, come back. Ustrasana, the camel pose. Keep lifting the chest, holding onto the heels, drop the head back and come up. And then we'll get ready for final relaxation. So for final relaxation, you can put your socks on, get yourself a blanket. Just going to put my little slippers on here. If you have an eye bag, you can use an eye bag. So lying back. One at a time, stretch the legs out And release them, let go of any holding. Flatten the shoulder blades in at the back, palms facing upwards. And see that the chin is tucked in so the back of the neck feels long. And release the lower jaw away from the upper jaw so there's no gripping in the teeth. And soften your tongue. And notice as the tongue softens, there's a softening in the solar plexus. They say it's impossible to hold any tension in the body if the tongue is relaxed. So just notice that. Relax all the muscles around the eyes, the eyelids, the forehead, the scalp. The eyes are soft and sinking back into the head. And let the front lobes of the brain become quiet. And the awareness recedes towards the back lobes of the brain, the non-judgmental part of your brain. And observe from within. Be aware of the light of consciousness that illumines the inner world as the eyes are closed. The light by which your thoughts are known to you. The light of consciousness that reports your dreams back to you when you wake up. The witness of all. Identify with that light. Om Namah Shivaya. Follow the breath. And very slowly bring your awareness back. Take a couple of deep breaths, bend your knees up to your chest and roll over onto your right side. Just rest the right side of your head down for a moment. And in this position, be aware of your heart, which is at the left side of the body, being slightly above the head. And there's no pressure. When you're lying on your right side, there's no pressure on the heart. And then pushing through your left hand, come up to sitting. Just sit quietly for a moment, let everything settle. Finger and thumb touching in chin mudra. Just take a moment here and breathe. And then join the palms of the hands together in a prayer. We're going to chant 3 Oms. And as you chant the Om sound, feel the vibration of the Om through the bones in the body, the connection of the chest and the hands, the thumbs. They say that the mind controls the body, but the breath controls the mind. So keep your awareness with your breath. Take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And bow to your heart. Honour the light of consciousness that dwells within your heart, within each heart. One love. Namaste.